Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are. Welcome to another exciting episode of Digital Data Podcast. I'm Cecilia Maundu. I'm a broadcast journalist. I'm a digital security trainer. I'm also a podcaster. I work at the intersection of technology, human rights, and journalism with a focus on countering online abuse against women, especially women politicians and women journalists. And we are going to have a series of episodes. And in these episodes, we are going to feature women who actually went through the terrain of campaign in this country in the last year's general election. And we're going to look at what was their campaign strategy? How did they use the digital platform to enhance their agenda, especially for the young audience who consume their content from the digital platform? This episode is in partnership with Siasa Ep2. Siasa Ep2 is an organization that promotes people's participation in democratic processes through research, trainings, and civic education, networking, and strategic partnership. They do a lot of work in the democracy field. Kindly check out their social media platform, and also their website is full of amazing resources on the issues of democracy and public participation. So I'm going to give an opportunity to my guest who honored our invite to introduce herself and tell us something about herself.
Well, thank you so much. My name is Selvin Bosibori Nyabuti. I was born in Nairobi, Stare constituency, Landimawe ward. I am a community development agent. I focus on building and creating a good environment for our children. I founded a community-based organization in Mukuru slums, which provides quality education to children at a foundational level. I also focus on women and youth empowerment. Yeah, so I'm also a young aspiring politician. I participated in the general elections last year in 2022, and I am a member of the Orange Democratic Movement, popularly known as the ODM party. Yeah.
Welcome to Digital Data Podcast, and thank you again for honoring our invite. You said you were born in Nairobi. There is that saying, sasa nyinyi wenye mnaishi Nairobi, mnasikiangaje sisi wenye hatukuzaliwa Nairobi tulikuja huku?
For us, as usual, as we say, Kanairo ni yetu. It's ours, ni yetu.
So let me begin from what was your motivation to get into politics, especially as such a young woman like yourself?
Well, for me, first, I was born and raised in Mukuru. And if you understand the kind of lifestyle that we have in Mukuru slums, actually the name Mukuru itself, absolutely, poverty, number one. Mm-hmm. So growing up in Mukuru, we did not have a lot of opportunities growing up. We had to, for someone like me, it's only education that got me out of there. I got opportunities to go to good schools. For my university, I went to St. Paul's University, Kenya, and I did my bachelor's in public relations. I graduated in 2016, and that's when when I graduated, I wanted to look for a job. And as you know, the country, as we are at this time, we don't have jobs.
It's not easy to get a job, yeah.
Yes, so I was already involved in community work, and my passion for development did not just come from nowhere. It came from a place of something that I understand. So for me, it just came out naturally. That's why I started the project. And politically speaking, I've been very active in politics ever since I was in a campus. I used to participate. Actually, in the general elections, I used to be an agent for ODM. Mm. Yeah, so we are the people who make sure that Baba's votes are intact. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when you're trying to steal Baba's votes, we are the soldiers, the ground soldiers. Mm. Yeah.
So with what I'm getting from your conversation and my previous guests is you people started being leaders way back before you even decided to get into election. Is it something that was nurtured from your home? Because there's that saying like leaders are born and not made, but there's a lot of controversy in that statement because what are you trying to say? So is it that you were nurtured into leadership, or it's just something that you wanted for yourself?
I believe leadership or politics just comes from a place of passion. You cannot just wake up and decide that you want to be a leader. Sometimes you find yourself being in positions where people have entrusted you with responsibilities. So you have to take it upon yourself to take up the role, you know. When people have entrusted you with so much responsibility, you don't just sit. They have seen something in you, so you have to
deliver.
Yes.
So share your experience in the running for last year's election. Just give us a snippet and also give us the positive experience also, because you know sometimes as human beings we are just used to the negative. We also want to hear the positive, because there's so many young women like yourself who are watching this episode, who will be watching this episode, wanting to get what motivation from your conversation. So yes.
So first and foremost, I'd like to thank my party, ODM. When I was starting this political journey, you know, we were doing it on the grassroots level. We were just going head to head in these two little groups, WhatsApp groups, and the social media sites and all that. But the moment I went to register in my party, ODM, I was given a platform where we can interact with all these big politicians. We used to go for conferences. We have this group. It's like a subgroup in ODM. It's a department for the women. They gave us a good platform to engage, to learn, and to interact with so many people. So for me, when I got to the party, I really gained some kind of confidence, because I was already engaging with big politicians who are already in power. So coming back to my place, my experience was amazing, because I was already very comfortable in the environment. I know people. I understand my people. I understand our needs. I understand all the needs of my people. So for me, it was a very, very interesting experience. Actually, I was the only female who was vying at the time. I don't know what happened, but the women did not come out. So I feel like I served as a motivation for a lot of women and young girls. I was there going head to head with these men, you know. But it was good in general. I did not face great challenges for me as a woman to vie, but it was a very exciting experience in general. We used to do all these door-to-door campaigns. We had to do the social media, and also from the side of my party, we had to be very, very active, because you need to be vocal. When you're trying to reach an audience, we really had to be vocal. We had to make plans to know which, you know, Landimawe is divided in two parts. We have somewhere we call Landimawe ya juu and Landimawe ya chini. So you had to make plans where you're starting, where you're stopping at.
So you need to have a strategy so that you don't miss out on a place.
Right.
Yeah. So what you talked about engaging with leaders, you know, and I like your attitude saying like you learned so much. What are some of the negative experiences that you went through, considering that you are a very young woman into this world that is perceived to be a man, old men?
Right.
Yes.
Well, we have so many challenges, especially as women, and not only as women, and also as youth. I feel like when people know your age, they don't take you seriously. That is the first thing I would like to say. A lot of people don't take you seriously as a woman and as a youth. They feel like you're not good enough for these positions, which is not true. I realized that when you're trying to sell your agenda to these people, some people would like to challenge you, just to judge, not even to challenge, to judge you based on appearance, based on just they used to look for petty things, and even your opponents used to attack you based on things which are not, things that are very useless and baseless, like your marital status, even the number of children that you have. Like someone told me, you only have one child. What do you know?
So, and you know, some of those things can be quite intimidating, knowing that we come from a society whereby you have to be, like, people perceive you have to be married, and also even if you're married, they will always find another excuse. How were you able to overcome such challenges? You see, those are cultural challenges. You can't say they told me that maybe I need to change how I talk to people. How did you manage to?
For me, I had to develop a thick skin. If you come for me, I also come for you. Because like we said, it's not about a gender issue. As much as they put it like it's only men who are good for these positions. I developed a thick skin and I actually used a lot of humor. You know, like when someone tells me that I'm not married, what I used to respond with is that I'm just looking for this position so that I can also get a husband from this place. So as I'm selling myself, if you are single, you can also approach me because I'm also looking. Yeah, so I used to twist it around and just the humor. And I realized the crowd was enjoying this conversation. So for me, I developed this thick skin. It was not getting into my head.
So come to digital campaigns. Did you use the digital platform to, I mean, you're a youth.
Right.
And we know most of you are online, especially now that you're from Nairobi. Yeah. So how did you use the digital platform? And also talk about your experience on online gender-based violence, people attacking you online with all sorts of manners of stories and things. Yes.
Yeah, first we used these WhatsApp groups and Facebook and all that. We used to have a lot of negatives and also positives. Number one, the positive side, we used the social media platforms to reach out to people. Actually, so many people would be surprised. Oh, you are vying. I saw your poster somewhere. People would call me. Oh, I saw your poster somewhere. Is it true? Yeah. Then I'll tell them, yeah, it's true. I'm vying. We also had these groups that I joined all the groups, the local groups, so that I can also engage with people from different areas. We have, you know, in the slums, we have to vijijis, we have Kambinare, we have, you know, so I wanted to engage with people because I cannot say that I know everyone in Landimawe.
yeah.
So I really needed to engage and to link up with the youth, and not only the youth, even the women, the church groups, the chamas. So I made sure that I was in all those groups, the Facebook pages, and yeah, we used to engage a lot. We used to communicate, to talk about our place, because it's funny, in my area, we were really trying to fight. We had this narrative that there's no one who can beat our incumbent then. So we wanted change. So in these groups, we used to have so many discussions, which were sometimes we would have heated conversations. And I feel like the social media platforms really helped, because we would get to engage. And I also got to learn about things. I also got to learn and know who am I going against. Yeah, and things like that. Yeah.
Did you face any online violence?
Definitely. Yeah, we have a lot of bullies. We have a lot of bullies, but
how did you manage cyberbullies?
Okay, for me, I really focused on my campaigns more than anything else. You know, we cannot respond to all the negative comments.
That's true.
Like I said, we used to go head to head, and I did not have time for that. I used to watch people go head to head, and I did not focus my energy on the negative side. Yes, some comments really get you down for sure, but I did not pay attention to the negatives. We used to have people who would believe in you, even strangers, the ones that we've never met. So for me, that was motivation enough. I only focused on that.
Okay. I would like to mention something on that. We also we like encouraging people to, of course, hate hurts at all level. Whether, you know, even if it's somebody who doesn't know and they abuse you, you feel bad. But we always say try and focus on the positive. And also, if the comments are too nasty, don't read the comments. Stay away from the comments, because they can really put you down. Also, the issue of blocking, you know, and also reporting to platforms so that they can know exactly what is happening on their platform. So what was your campaign strategy? What was the secret of you running against 18 men? Yes.
Well, my campaign strategy was basically creating a good rapport with the residents. For me, like I said, I was born there, so my issue, I was so
you
relatable.
already had your roots
I
there.
was so relatable. I already know the challenges that women go through, because I already have a school that is running and it's ongoing. So I engage with women. I know the challenge, and when I say I know the challenges, I have lived the challenges. I know the challenges.
You've experienced
I've experienced them myself. So I know the kind of problems that we have. I know we don't. I know the roads that need to be rectified. I know we need more facilities to help us. I know we need more bursaries. These things I know. It's not that it's not something that I just woke up and decided that I'm going to do. No, I've already seen these challenges, and for me, I felt like maybe being in this position, I'm going to get maybe a platform to reach out to the county level and maybe the national government to pay attention to these needs. Like, for example, when you're growing up in the slums, do you know when we got to class 8, they used to bid us farewell, like, because you're not going to further your education past class 8.
Oh no.
They tell you, be responsible citizens. Can you imagine a child who's in class 8? Be responsible citizens. But thankfully for me, I was able to.
But things have changed now.
Things have changed,
thank
yeah.
God.
Nowadays, kids go to school, it's compulsory. It's not like back when I was still in primary school. Majority actually choose not to continue because the parents don't have the funds to further their education. So for me, I was very fortunate enough to proceed with my education. I reached my Form 4 levels, and I was also one of the few people who were fortunate enough to further my education up to tertiary level. So for me, in my opinion or in my thought, I was thinking maybe if I get this position, I would help, maybe we would help lobby and change the government's perspective on furthering education for the people coming from the slums, even if it's the courses and all that, which is government sponsored. So for me, I was really motivated by education more than anything else. Even my main agenda, when I was talking to the women, I was really campaigning so hard for education and the both formal and non-formal. Education is not just the 844 or the CBC. We can also we also have the TVET institutions that provide the technical courses, which I feel like would really help our people because we have so many jobless youths and they don't have skills. If someone approaches you now and they're asking you to give them a job and they don't have any skills, there's no way you can help them.
It's true.
Yeah, so from my engagement with the people and this good relationship that I have with them, I realized that so many people don't have skills. They do not have skills. Like when I was, there was a time I was doing like a small construction and someone would approach you for a job, but they don't even have the basic masonry skills. So the best you can offer is how is it called? Kazi ya mkono.
Yeah.
And you feel like this is my former classmate, you know?
So education was basically one of the your main agendas, and yes. Okay, we come to, they always say like behind any of our success, there must be some, every one of us has mentors. So I would like you to speak about, do you have any mentors and what kind of support? And I would also want you to talk about financial support. Politics can never be zero budget.
Right. Well, first and foremost, I would say I was really motivated by these women leaders that I see on the TV every day, Akina Waiguru and Mother Karua. When you see women like this is what we're talking about. This is what I want to be in the next 10, 20 years, the way they are vibrant and very vocal, like in a Bensouda, when they speak, even the parliament shakes. When Bensouda speaks, she's a lioness. These are the type of women that we really try to be like when we grow up. So for me, I can say that I was really motivated by these women in politics that I look up to. And also, I have a great support system back at home. My family, they believed in me. Let me tell you the truth. At the beginning, I really doubted. I was even angry because someone suggested I vie for this MCA position. I was angry because I already have something going on. I'm not jobless. I have something going on. Someone just suggested, can you try this MCA position? I was angry. Do you think I have time for this? But eventually, it just came.
They saw something in you that you had not seen in yourself.
Right.
So you talked about community engagement. Tell us a little bit about your school. What is it about? When did you start your school? Because I believe also that school really gave you visibility for you to be where you are today. Yeah.
Well, my school, when I was starting the school, the initial idea, it's a community-based organization that provides quality education. Like I said, I'm really passionate about education. So for me, I felt like we cannot start in the middle. We should start at a foundational level. That's why I started with the small babies. I started it in 2019, even though COVID hit us in 2020. So initially, we started teaching in 2021, and it's still ongoing and it's growing and it's running on so well. We thank the Lord. We also have programs which I run from time to time to help educate people, not only just children, to help educate the youth and women about their rights. Actually, I realized that so many people don't know their rights. People don't know their rights, even the basic fundamental rights, they don't know about it. So I feel like I'm in a better position to teach them and to just to let them know about what should be expected of them in the society.
Circling back to your point on where you talked about joblessness. Also, I would want to advise you on the importance of digital literacy, enabling them, because now the youth are employing themselves, through the digital platform. And at Digital Data, we talk about the power of the internet and how it can really help a lot of people. So, because I know you are still in a campaign mode, because I'm sure I'm gonna see you in 2027. So one tool I would advise you is teach them about digital literacy, how to take advantage of the digital platform, because also it's not like there will be a magic bullet where everyone can get a job, but people can be able to employ themselves. So, what are some of the recommendations? Especially, what would you advise these young women like yourself who want to run, who want to be in politics, or also who have ran and they've lost? Because I was told the hardest thing is losing the election. In fact, I attended a certain meeting by Kiktanet, Kenya ICT Action Network, and one of the women who was invited said, "When you lose, it is such a lonely time. People forget about you. People move on." So what advice do you have for them?
The first thing I can say is come out. In such environments, some environments are a bit harsher than others, and we have all kinds of negativity. I remember someone told me straight up, hii kitu achia wanaume, unang'ang'ana nini na wanaume, I think women are so much intimidated by the idea that politics is only for men.
But I think it's because what has been fed among us. Look at, even when you look, when we started, how many women governors did we have? Even right now, how many do we have? And we keep talking about the 2/3 gender rule. Like, yes.
Well, I feel like the problem is not at the grassroots level. We start it from up going down. Because even most of these political parties, I believe they are not supporting women as much as they
support their men.
Yes. So I think if they give us platforms and they give us these opportunities, I think we can deliver for sure. So I would advise women to come out, young, old, just come out, show yourself to the people. People are so afraid. Those things that they're afraid of, they're only in their head. What are you afraid of? Just come out. Come out and show yourself. We have this narrative in our minds that, oh, women rep is for Akina so and so. This MCA is for, no, it's for everyone, as long as no one is limited. So take it upon yourself. If you feel like you have the passion within you, come out. That's all I can say.
What wajitose uwanjani.
Jitose uwanjani, yeah.
So, right now, I'm sure you're looking at 2027, right? What would you do differently that would make you now get to where you want to be? When you look at the things you did, your strategy, amazing, because like my previous speaker talked about community engagement. Let the community know you. What solution are you bringing on board? Even at that moment, not like when nikiingia nitafanya ABCD. So what would you do differently?
First and foremost, what I'd do differently is starting early. The other time, last year in 2022, mapema ndio best. Last time I started in February, it was too late. But I'm glad I got the platform and things were just running for me so quickly. But this time, I feel like I should start a bit earlier than the previous time. Start early. I feel like something else that I would change would be maybe going to the ground some more, not just waiting for 2027 for me to start coming out. Like right now, I can start doing surveys, maybe trying to participate in these local community activities. Like we usually have cleanups. Sometimes they have things that they're supposed to be lobbied. I think I can participate more in most of these community projects. I cannot wait for Akina Mama Mboga to know me in 2027. Like right now, for me, my strategy would be getting myself known to the people. Like you said, mapema ndio best. Saa hii tunaanza mapema. I will not wait for 2027. Yeah, so that even if I decide to go independently,
You already have the backing of the
Yes.
community that who are the voters.
Yes.
Okay, what are your final thoughts?
Well, my final thoughts about this would be I would just urge our government, our national government,
Serikali's idea.
Serikali's idea. I would urge the national government and even these political parties that we have in our country to help us,
Make a conducive
environment. Yeah, please don't take us as jokers. We are not jokers. As much as we use humor here and there, we are serious. It doesn't have to be I have to get to 40 years old so that you take me seriously. I can be as good as I actually saw, like in UDA, Toto was
25, actually. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, she was 25.
Yes, and she was elected. So that was a very good thing. It was, I believe that that alone has motivated a lot of youth to come out, like I said. And I would also urge the people, please, tutoe this idea of money, kila saa tika 50, sijui nini. Tukopesheni tu. Sometimes the women and youth, we don't have money.
Yeah.
We don't have money. We cannot steal to come and we don't have funds. The parties don't fund us. So people should understand that we need your support. We don't have money. Just because you call me Mhesh does not automatically say that I have money. Yeah. So that narrative should come out of our heads. We don't have, it's like you're paying for that position. You see, that is why even development work becomes difficult. Because when you remember you spent maybe 10 million to be an MCA, really, can you do much? You cannot. So I think it begins with us, even as citizens. We should also just peana tu bure. You don't have to buy these things. Kama iko, if it's there, well and good. But you don't bypass someone because they did not give you the 100 shillings. Yeah, so I feel like as citizens, we should also develop the habit of supporting people without getting something in return. Yeah, so you should also believe in us. We have a great vision, but getting there is the problem. Yeah, so I believe once we get the support from the people and also the parties and even the government, the national government, women, we are going to thrive politically. Yeah.
Exactly what my previous guest said. This culture must fall. This culture of expecting handouts from politicians must fall. And one of the reasons why it must fall is there are so many people who are very good, who when they get into power can perform. But because they don't have that little money to give to people, they shy away from this position. But speaking about money, how did you get funding? Because it's not zero budget. You can't tell me it was zero budget. Even fueling your car, moving from point A to point B, feeding your crew when it's lunchtime. Because I know somebody told me there are days they would only survive on a soda because there's not even time to eat. But how did you manage to raise a little funds? Because I'm sure they also want to know that.
Well, for me, partially I funded myself, and the other half was funded by friends who are also in the political space. I was very lucky, to get this kind of support. So for me, it was more of support from some politicians, and also like for when I was starting the registration, that was all me. But as we are progressing, if you know what to say, Yeah, so I got support for my posters, the fuel,
Yes, the
transport,
t-shirts.
the t-shirts, things like that. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you say, pia watu wajipange.
Watu wajipange.
Watu wajipange. Don't expect that you will go in without anything. You must have something to support you. You want to buy airtime for your crew. And also, I'm not a politician. I don't plan to be one. Well, you never know. Now that I'm sitting across powerful women, like, success is infection. You never know. I could be governor 2027. Anyway, so planning yourself and also having a support system that can pitch in, when they believe in your vision. So thank you so much for being such an educative guest. I want to thank you for your time and sitting here and oozing wisdom for the next generation, for your people. And I would also want to thank Siasa Place for making this possible. It's such an important conversation. Even me, who has no intention for running politics, I know one or two. So I know if I meet someone who has an intention of running, I can be able to give advice. Siasa Place is an organization that promotes people's participation in democratic processes through research, trainings, civic education, networking, and strategic partnership. Please follow them on all their social media handles, but most importantly, check out their work. They have amazing resources on their website. So thank you so much and see you on the next episode.